Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Staytiny Zone podcast. I'm the one, the only Knobbe.
I'm Luna.
Welcome, one, welcome all. Today is the next episode of our segment in other news. In today's episode, we're talking about conspiracy theories. I am going to be talking about a little bit about, not the whole thing because it's a lot, but I'm going to be talking about the conspiracy theory with Princess Diana's death. And Luna, you're doing Mandela effects, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Mandela effects.
But on that note, Luna, take it away, darling.
As we all know about fucking Mandela effects, like, bro, Mandela effects are just fucking crazy in general because, it's like you remember something and you wholeheartedly stand by that and you will argue with people to the death, but it's not actually what is there.
Mm-hmm.
People call Mandela effects like alternate realities, and maybe it could be, you know, maybe certain people just remember it that way, but then the timeline shifted and we got thrown into another alternate reality. And so maybe we never even started in the reality we were born in. You ever think of that shit?
No, because that doesn't make sense. But I think I'm with you.
It does make sense. The biggest Mandela effect that I know is out there is the Bearstein Bears.
It's Bernstein Bears.
It's Bearstein.
It's
See?
Bernstein, isn't it? I don't think it's Bernstein.
But we all remember, we all remember it was the Berenstein Bears. But I remember it with an E.
What I thought. Isn't it like BER?
Yeah, no, but it's like Berenstein.
Yeah.
But they're trying to say it's the Berenstain Bears.
No, that doesn't make sense though.
Mandela effect, right there.
It's not the Bernstein Bears.
It's the
What?
Berenstain Bears.
You know
Ex-
what I think Mandela effects are? I think we went into a weird universe after, what was it, like 2014 or something, when the world was apparently about to end and then nothing fucking
no, it was
happened.
2012.
2012. Okay. So it was in 2012, the world was apparently supposed to end or something, and then it didn't fucking end. And we're here still now. But something had to have happened because why was all the shit about it, you know? Like the other types of calendars and shit. I think we went into some weird type of universe that now shit is different.
Hey, how do you remember Pikachu?
He has the little, I don't know if I want to say it now because you're going to tell me it's wrong. He has the little black stripe on his tail, doesn't he?
Exactly. He never did.
Yeah, he fucking does.
He he
What
never
the fuck are you
did.
talking about? Yes, he fucking does.
That's what I'm saying. We all remember him having the black tip.
Give me a second, I gotta fact check you.
We all
Pikachu.
remember him having the black tip tail. He never had it.
What?
Yes.
No,
See?
but he, what? But he did. Wait,
Exactly.
what? I don't, I
Exactly.
don't, I don't like
I'm
that.
I'm telling you, it's the Mandela effect right here.
I hate it. Give me more.
Exactly.
Give me more.
Okay, hold on. I'm finding the exclusive ones. Have you ever seen the movie Silence of the Lambs?
No.
Fuck. Bro, you need to watch that movie. That's a good ass movie. But anyway, there was the most famous line. As
Hmm.
soon as Clarice goes to meet Hannibal Lecter, he says two words to her. Hello, Clarice.
Okay.
Never says it to her.
Oh, see, that one I'm not bothered by because I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Star Wars. What's the most famous line?
Luke, I am your father.
He never said it. He said, No, I am your father. He never said Luke.
You're hurting my brain right now.
Exactly. Okay, the Monopoly Man. How do you
Okay.
remember him?
He has a monocle and a
Never
money
had the
bag.
monocle.
Yeah, he fucking has a monocle. What?
Never had the monocle.
Does he have the
That
money bag?
I believe he does have the money bag, but he never had the monocle
Yes,
with the
he
money
did
bag.
have a Yes, he did.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, he did have a monocle. Girl, yes, he did. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Hmm.
Okay, give me more. Give me more. This is fun.
Curious George, with or
Um,
without a tail.
no tail. No. Did he have a tail? I don't remember if he did or not.
I remembered him with a tail. He never had a tail.
I feel like I remember him without a tail. I remember him without a tail, I think. Let me look. I don't remember. Yeah, I remember him without a tail. That one wasn't a shock to me.
See,
That's so weird.
hold on. I got some words. I'm trying to find like the most famous ones that I know are
Oh,
like
I forgot about Curious George. I loved Curious George. This is
like
blowing my fucking mind right now. This is hurting my brain.
exactly. Everybody argues. Like people are like, that never happened. That never happened. Legit Mandela effect.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
Okay. You've watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Uh-huh.
You remember Mirror, Mirror on the wall, who's fairest of them all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Nope. The phrase was actually magic mirror on the wall.
That's not true. That one's fake.
That's what I'm saying. How do you remember Oscar Mayer Wiener? How do you remember Meyer being spelled? With the E or
Os
A?
Oscar and E?
Exactly. I remember it with the E, but they're saying it's with the A.
But okay. I, I I don't know. I my brain can't handle any of this.
Febreze. How do you remember Febreze being spelled?
F-E breeze, right?
With two E's, right?
Like B-R-E-E-Z.
Yes. E.
Yeah.
Nope. They always said it was Febreze. And it's like this. People, call it false memories. But
Yeah.
like, how is it false memories when other people remember it
Right?
the
Yeah.
exact same way? Because I had this conversation with a couple people at my work. But the thing is like the things that I'm telling you, you remember, but
Mm-hmm.
they're saying it never happened that way. Sandy Cheeks, we all remember her having a fucking backpack.
Sandy?
Yes,
I don't
I remembered her having a fucking backpack.
I don't know if I actually remember her having a backpack or not.
I remember her having a fucking backpack. Kit Kat. How do you remember that?
What do you mean? How do I
Like,
remember it?
did it have a hyphen in the middle?
No.
I remember it with a hyphen. But the reality is that it's just Kit Kat.
There's apparently some people that say from Lord of the Rings that when Gandalf falls, he says, "Run, you fools." I've never thought that. He always says, "Fly, you fools."
I'm it's been a while since I've seen Lord of the
I
Rings.
always remember going, "Fly, you fools." I never hear
Okay,
run.
How about this one? We all love this famous pizza. Was it Tostinos or Totinos?
Totinos.
I always remember it as Tostinos,
It's
but
Totinos.
it's Tostinos. Chick-fil-A. How do you remember it being spelled?
Cickfila.
No, it was always CHIC. There has never been a K in Chick-fil-A.
I beg to differ on that.
No. Also, too, Jif or Jiffy peanut butter.
Um, I feel like I always remember Jif. I don't know if I really remember Jiffy.
I remembered it as fucking Jiffy, but apparently it's just Jif.
Damn.
Okay, you've seen Jaws, haven't you?
Jaws?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the famous line?
Oh, I don't remember.
We're gonna need a bigger boat, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Okay. I mean, I could get where there's confusion there. I could get that.
Okay, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo
Uh-huh.
in the cartoons. With the Adam's apple or without? How do you remember him?
Oh, um, I uh I'm gonna say with because I don't particularly remember.
With an Adam's apple. Apparently, never had one. Barbie girl lyrics.
I'm a
Had
Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in
yeah,
plastic. It's fantastic.
apparently the reality is I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
I could see where that gets confusing too. I could see that.
Okay, was it Mike and Ike or Mike in Ike?
Mike and Ike. Mike in.
Exactly with the N, right? Nope, it was Mike
Mike and Ike. Uh,
and.
I guess I mean that one too. Like that one's easily like messed up.
How the fuck do you remember Uncle Sam's hat?
Oh, I don't know. I can't even begin to tell you what he even looks like.
I always remember Uncle Sam having a white hat with red stripes because he was for America.
Mm-hmm.
But his hat has always been fucking white.
See, I couldn't even begin to tell you what he looked like. I have no idea. So that one doesn't affect me.
Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
How do you remember how he looks like? Did he have suspenders or did he not have suspenders?
Um, I thought no, he does. I don't know.
I always remembered Mickey having suspenders, holding up his fucking shorts.
I
Nope.
don't know if he actually, yeah, I didn't think he actually did. You're making my brain really hurt. I don't like this.
I know. How do you remember the spelling of whiteout?
Of what?
Whiteout. The
White
little
out?
yeah, the cup.
Isn't it like WITE or something?
No, I've always remember it as WHITEOUT, but there was never an H.
That's what I thought. I didn't think there was an H.
Exactly. But in reality, it's WITE and then like hyphen and then out.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
No, I remember it with an H.
I don't remember with an H. This is so weird. I hate this. This hurts my brain. I hate this. I hate this.
Okay. Side mirror safety warning.
Objects in mirror may be closer than they appear, something like that.
Exactly. That's how we remember it, right?
Okay, what are you gonna tell me?
That it's actually objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Isn't that what I just said?
No, you said the first one, which is what everybody says. Objects in mirror may be closer than they appear.
Wait. So what is the real thing?
The real thing is objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Oh, not the maybe closer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. Give me just a couple more. This hurts my brain.
Okay, good. How about Funyuns? Everybody loves Funyuns.
Mm-hmm.
How do you remember it being spelled?
Isn't it Funyuns?
That's the correct way. I put quotation marks around correct,
Okay,
by
what
the
is
way.
what do other people think it's spelled like?
I remember it Funions.
I've never heard it spelled that way before.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Give me a good one. Give me a good one for the last one. Give me a good one.
Okay. I got a good one for you.
Okay.
Alrighty. We are the champions.
What
How do you remember that last lyric at the very end of the song?
I'd have to listen to the song. I don't know.
Okay. No time
Oh,
for
wait. We are
losers.
the champions of the world, right?
Exactly. Apparently, it's just no time for losers because we are the champions. And then it ends. Freddie Mercury never ever says of the
Yes.
world.
Yes, he does because it's in the fucking live show that he does. Yes, he
Yep.
does. Yes, he does.
But it says in reality, the original recording simply ends with no time for losers because we are the
Mm-mm.
champions.
Fuck the original recording because he does it in real life. So fuck the original recording because he does that.
I remember it on the original recording.
Fuck,
I
I don't give a fuck whether it was on the original recording or not. Him saying it proves that that Mandela effect is wrong, okay? Because he fucking said it. So that Mandela effect solved.
that's all I'm saying. That is all I'm fucking
I hate your Mandela effects. I'm gonna go into mine because I'm tired of your Mandela effects. Your Mandela effects are really putting a kink in my day. I hope everyone else out there is as angry as I am.
trust me. I'm angry too.
Anyway, here's what we know of the whole situation, okay? So on August 31st of 1997, a car crash in Alma Tunnel in Paris. The driver was
Mhm.
speeding and had high levels of alcohol in his system, and Princess Diana was proclaimed dead less than 4 hours later. Okay. Her partner and driver didn't survive, and her funeral was held on September 6th of 1997. Sound like, her death was a cut and dry, clean drunk driving accident, right? But a lot of people don't quite believe that, which I'm one of those, okay? Don't believe it. So, one things was that she was pregnant with her then partner, Dodi Fade, I think is how you say it. He's the son of an Egyptian billionaire. And the father said that she was pregnant with his son's kid, right? And that idea, terrible to the British, state. And his father believed that the royal family said that they could not accept that an Egyptian Muslim could eventually be the stepfather of the future king of England. And so they plotted to kill her. That was then kind of, falsified because people said there was no sign of pregnancy during any of the post-mortem examinations, and tests of her blood found that there were no sign of pregnancies and no evidence to suspect that she was pregnant. You know, contacting her close friends, others about her menstrual cycle normal, all of that. She was using contraception, saying that she wasn't pregnant. So that's one of the, conspiracies.
Mhm.
To go off of that, okay, a lot of people think that the French doctors hid her pregnancy.
But
And
why would the French hide it?
uh, they could have been in on it. I don't know. But some people weren't convinced by all the tests. The doctors started the embalming process surprisingly quickly, which would have made a urine test, pregnancy test out of the question, and or created an excuse to claim it was a false positive. But apparently, the timing of the embalming was nothing out of the ordinary. Her injuries were consistent with the cause of death, and so doctors didn't see any reason to delay. Plus, apparently, it isn't standard to give deceased women pregnancy tests, so the fact that they hadn't taken a urine sample was nothing unusual, which I mean, I guess makes sense in a way.
I love since you're covering Princess Diana and it's legit the anniversary of her death when this episode,
I know, that's kind of. Oh, no, it's the anniversary of her funeral.
well, her funeral still. It's kind of a coincidence.
Kind of weird. A
Uh,
little weird. I didn't even think about that. Wow.
when you said that, I looked at my watch and I was like, what?
Yeah. Ooh,
Eh?
okay. We got Diana in the house here.
We besties with Diana, apparently.
One of the things I thought was really interesting was Diana herself actually believed she was going to be killed by the establishment. The main motivating factor behind all the conspiracy and everything was that she did. I mean, she thought it. The chief, there was a letter that was disclosed by Paul Burrell, I believe is his name, which
Hmm.
is one of her one-time butlers, and he
Yep.
had been given a letter for safekeeping.
Hmm.
The letter basically reads, I'm sitting here at my desk today in October, longing for someone to hug me and encourage me to keep strong and hold my head high. This particular phase of my life is the most dangerous. Is planning an accident in my car, brake failure, and serious head injury in order to make the path clear for Charles to marry. I believe there's more to it. That's kind of the gist of it.
Hmm.
When she wrote the letter, she had experienced problems with her car and, had voiced fear about it, and her bodyguard had died in an accident that she believed had been a conspiracy. So clearly had concerns about her safety. That's not, a conspiracy theory or anything. She really had great concerns about it.
Yeah.
But there apparently was no official suggestion that she would actually be killed, even if there was animosity between members of the royal family and her. Other
Hmm.
things, the driver, Henry Paul, intentionally crashed the car, intentionally caused it. Henry Paul was the head of security at the Ritz Hotel in Paris, but conspiracy theorists believe that he was in the pay of at least one other organization, maybe the security service in France or the UK, or both. But people who doubt the official course of events say that its central claim about him being drunk at the time of the crash was not only false, but was a lie in the media to, cover up the killing.
Yeah.
And apparently, some people believe that they swapped his body with another person so that the toxicology report would appear correct. I don't know how I believe that,
That
but
don't make no fucking sense,
yeah,
bro.
a lot of people believe that. But the main reasoning for it was that he did not seem to behave like he was drunk earlier in the night, which also it's like you're not going to be like, I mean, I feel like that can't correlate as much. All others believe that him being paid of secret services come from the fact that he appeared to have more money than would be expected. And some security offices have suggested that might have had a French source inside the hotel. I don't know. There's, of course, obviously no evidence to support either one of those claims. Numerous tests showed that he did have blood or he did have alcohol in his blood.
Hmm.
And I guess there was also some mistakes made with the test, but repeated checks had verified that he indeed was drinking. Others say that something or someone tampered with the Mercedes that she was being driven in,
Most definitely.
because obviously, I mean, that's what eventually killed her.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that the route was blocked. It was driving at an unusual speed, which, I mean, the speeding obviously was probably of him being drunk. There's not a way to go along with that because it's difficult to estimate speed, but it also goes with it because, like, he was drunk. I mean, when you're drunk, you either speed or you go really slow. So it's like, I don't, you don't know what the frick you're doing when you're drunk driving. To go back to the driver, this former M16 officer, Richard Tomlinson, spread a rumor that he'd seen intelligence files for an assassination of a foreign politician in Paris that had an eerily similarity to her car crash. And that led to rumors that Henry Paul, the driver, was in on the whole entire, operation and stuff and was feeding information to M16. I don't have a whole lot about M16. I believe M16 is a secret service. I don't
I mean,
don't quote me on that. Don't
like
quote
it,
me on it though.
I ain't gonna quote you on shit because I don't fucking know either.
Continuing with some of the secret services, there is a thing that said that asking if the secret service led her car to the tunnel and then blind the driver so that she would crash. Reports about that one though was, the driver followed the usual route most of the
Mm-hmm.
time from the Ritz Hotel to her boyfriend's apartment. But it did take a strange diversion past one expected turn. Some people suspect that the entrance to the slip road most drivers would have taken was purposely blocked by M16, forcing him to head into the tunnel instead.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because of that, when the car arrived, a bright light supposedly flashed, blinding the driver so he would swerve and crash, and another vehicle fled the scene. I guess later investigations found that her car would have been driving too fast to go down the first slip road regardless, so it's apparently unlikely that the driver suddenly had to choose another path. I don't know. Rest of eyewitness accounts didn't conclude which other vehicles were at the scene. Some claimed that they saw one motorcycle, others saw six, some saw a black car race away, others remembered a white one. I don't know. I mean, a car crashed without stopping, so I don't know. There's not a whole lot there because it's in a tunnel. I mean, you can only see so much.
I remember seeing like there was only like what one security camera footage going towards the tunnel, I think.
That's another thing. Yes, the CCTV cameras were
Uh-huh.
not operating at the time of the crash,
What
which
the
is weird.
fuck?
Which is weird, right?
Because that shit should always be operating.
The allegation was, according to the independent newspaper, there were at least 14 CCTV cameras in the underpass, but none recorded footage of the fatal collision, leading to the big conspiracy, right? There was an investigation on it. Pascal Paulain, I believe, was the room commander on Saturday, 30th August 1997. He told investigators that staff tried to use a camera in the underpass to view the
Mm.
crash site, but it was impossible, according to the Operation Paget inquiry. So that this last part's in quotes. The screen showed only a blurred yellow light. We tried to manipulate the camera, that is, to use the zoom and maneuver it in vain. We did not have control. By that, I mean that another section must have been using the camera and manipulating it, but it could also have been due to it being out of order.
That doesn't make sense.
Kind of sounds like CCTV cameras were being tampered with in a way.
Or
Because,
hijacked.
right? But, it's like, why would they not be working at that specific moment when you have 14 of them? Like, why are 14 of them not working at that moment?
Yeah, that is weird. Because, like, why would just mysteriously, like, I would get maybe one or two, because that shit happens.
Yeah.
But mysteriously, 14
Yes.
devices?
And that's at least 14. None of them recorded anything.
That's bullshit.
There could be more than that. There could be fucking 50 of them. I don't fucking know, but at least 14 of them did not record a single thing.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Boo shit.
Another thing, back to all the witnesses talking about how they saw a motorcycle, they saw six, they saw a black car, they saw a white car.
Uh-huh.
There was an allegation about a white Fiat Uno car. The whole question was, did it collide with the Mercedes before her car went into the tunnel? I guess part of the allegation was that some media identified the driver of the Fiat as an ex-security guard, who he denies any involvement. Others name a photographer who died in a car fire in May 2000s. There was an investigation into that a little bit. A witness named Sabine, I'm not even going to try the last name because I'm going to butcher it, but she said that she saw a white Fiat Uno with a Paris license plate emerge from the tunnel after the crash and described a tan driver, a muzzled dog in the back, and the car's shattered tail light. And someone interviewed on the Channel 4 documentary of Investigating Diana, and
Mm-hmm.
they were among the first to arrive at the crash site and found white paint on the Mercedes, bits of broken taillight, and tiny pearls belonging to the princess. But obviously, nothing is conclusive. I mean, there's so much. There was some stuff that I saw that, the car got somehow switched. Like, the license plate of her car was different, what, before it went into tunnel than it was after the crash happened. Like, the license plate were two different, which I saw something like that. I don't remember where it was off of, but I saw that, and that was convincing because they were clearly two different license plates.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, in my opinion. Oh, another one is that the paparazzi purposely set up unsafe conditions.
I heard about the paparazzi one.
But so the accident happened while paparazzi were chasing Diana. She was on, I believe, the way to her boyfriend's house, so Dodie's house,
Yes.
and they were chasing her. And that led to a whole bunch of rumors that the paparazzis were in, on the whole scheme and hoping the chase would end in a crash. Some say it was because she won a restraining order against one photographer a year before the crash because she claimed he'd crashed into her car during photo op chases and was using tactics calculated to cause me harm. Operation Paget did find that the escape from flashing cameras played into the fact that Diana's drunk driver was speeding, but I guess they found no ill intentions on the photographer's part,
The
which I
fuck?
mean, people can lie.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. This one really got me. A lot of people think that the doctors or like the people that, came to the crash scene were part of the whole scheme, and so they deliberately sabotaged it. So her care was deliberately sabotaged. I mean, the gist of it was that they didn't treat her in a proper way, and that stopped her from recovering. So, main thing, she did get in an ambulance, and she was still alive at the time. They passed one hospital without stopping on its way to another hospital farther away from the scene of the crash. Obviously, people thought this was fishy, especially because she was at the scene for so long because they treated her on site instead of just taking her immediately to a hospital, which I guess is different in Paris. In Paris, they try to treat you as much as they can on site before they take you to a hospital, but in the UK, they just try and, take you directly to the hospital, which is obviously still like, a US custom thing, as well. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess in Paris they don't do that, which sounds kind of weird. I don't know. But the whole thing with the first hospital that the ambulance passed, it apparently wasn't equipped to deal with Diana's injuries.
But
Which that doesn't make sense.
she's fucking Diana. They could have specialists
Come to her.
come to her in a fucking instant.
Yeah, the Operation Paget person, they did
Uh-huh.
report that the conspiracy will require a substantial number of expert doctors and other caregivers to both break their ethics and then lie about doing so. And they apparently concluded that that didn't happen. But it's also like it could happen if they're being paid by the fucking Secret Service and by the fucking royal family and shit. Like, I feel like a lot of people could do shit for a certain amount of money. I have one last thing about the conspiracy. The allegation was that someone tampered with the seatbelts in the Mercedes. According to Britain's tabloid newspapers, detectives examined evidence that the seatbelt fastening pins were filed down, but then again, apparently detectives examined every inch of the car, so it wouldn't be unusual to check theories related to the seatbelts. There was a little bit of an investigation. While much was made of her wearing a seatbelt, she was not wearing one of the
Mm-hmm.
evening of the fatal crash. Both French and British people, examined the Mercedes and found no mechanical issues that could have caused or contributed to the crash and no defect in the seatbelt system. I don't really know. I mean, you've got two things kind of counteracting here. You have one saying that detectives examined filed down pins in the seatbelts, but then you have others saying that there weren't any. So I don't know how much I believe that. I don't know. I don't have a hard stance on what I believe about it. The only thing I know personally in my head is that it was a purposeful crash, but how it happened and why it was a purposeful thing, I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing.
I don't know. My stance on it is like I think Elizabeth really liked her and really respected Diana.
Mhm.
And I think it was mostly Charles and Camilla having Diana killed.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like he's not, he might be like the prince or whatever he
He's
was.
king now.
Well, obviously he's king now, but I'm saying back then he was just a prince and you had Queen Elizabeth. I feel like even if you're the prince, there's not a whole lot of stuff you can do. Like you can't do all this shit with Secret Service, like all this shit. Like I feel like at that point you have to have some type of authority like Queen Elizabeth to even try any of that, you know?
I don't know.
I
I
just
don't know because
I just feel like he doesn't have enough authority. Like, yeah, he might be a prince, but I feel like he just doesn't have enough authority at that time.
I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is that she died. and it was a purposeful thing, not an accident. And I stand by that. I stand by my statement till the day I die.
Right on. Right on.
Well, that's all we got planned for all of you guys. Next week is the two K-pop episodes. So people who are here for just a segment gotta wait a little longer. Sorry. Anyways, catch y'all on the flippity flip. Bye.